On the wrong screen over here. Can you guys see that, Megan and Joey? Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Is it the presenter screen or the regular screen?
So that's not the presenter screen. It does show the tiles over there on the far left corner.
Okay. I'm going to stop sharing for just a second, and I'm going to get that fixed.
Okay.
All right, we good? All right, sorry about that. It has been a very long day today, guys. All right, well, welcome again to the Coastal Opportunity for Academic Success and Transformation. So this is the program that you have been invited to, and I'll tell you a little bit about that tonight. So first of all, what is the COAST program? The COAST program is a year-long academic leadership program designed to support students as they transition to campus life, meeting your academic and your personal goals while you're here at Coastal Carolina. One thing about the COAST program, it does grant conditional admission to some students who just fall below Coastal's admissions. So it's one of those programs that you're going to be able to do everything any other Coastal student comes in to do, but we've got a couple of extra things that we would like for you to do while you're here. One other thing is we do provide additional support through student peer leaders, professional academic coaching specialists, which you've met one tonight, our CCU faculty and staff, and you will take, some of your courses will be cohorted. So you'll take some classes with other students in the program. So what are some of the benefits of the COAST program? Well, first of all, you get a head start on college through the summer online University 154 Fundamentals of Integrative Learning course that will be taught by an academic coaching specialist. And when I say it's online, it's a 4-week course. It's self-paced, but you do have weekly assignments you have to do. But how you get those assignments done during the week, like I said, some of you may have, jobs and other responsibilities. So we will, it is self-paced for you. You do have early arrival to campus, so you get to participate in the COAST Welcome Week. We have student peer leaders for student support and guidance. So 2 of those, Dylan and Carson, are on the line tonight, and they'll talk to you a little bit more about that. We also provide tailored academic skill development workshops, tutoring sessions, major and career exploration events, campus and community service projects, and special events. So all of those things are provided in this program. And most important, we're hoping by the end of the program, after your first year, that you're provided enough academic support that you earn an invitation into the Coastal Carolina chapter of the National Society of Leadership and Success. And I'm going to send it over to Megan to talk a little bit more about NSLS.
Hello again, everyone. Like I said, I am a co-advisor along with Dr. Holland and another academic coach, Jordan Ross. And we are the advisors for Coastal's chapter of the National Society of Leadership and Success. Dr. Holland established the chapter in 2021. Since then, we have grown to over 3,000 members, which is really amazing. What the NSLS is we really help students figure out who they are, what kind of leader that they want to be, and help them achieve their both academic and personal goals. So to be invited to join, students have to earn a cumulative GPA of a 3.0 and have earned at least 30 credit hours. So this students typically get invited starting their sophomore year, but we do have an induction cycle every semester. And so if you don't want to join or haven't been invited yet right away in the sophomore year, you still have multiple semesters after that, all the way up through your senior year to join the NSLS and be involved. We provide a lot of different on-campus service opportunities, leadership roles, and scholarship opportunities. And we do have now an awesome partnership with the United Way of Horry County. With them, we provide specific internships for NSLS students only. So that's a really great opportunity that you can have that's different from some other internships opportunities that's really tailored. Only students in the NSLS can apply for those internship opportunities. And then we also have, again, a lot of community service opportunities within the United Way, like their annual Day of Caring, and their United to Read with kindergartners in our local school districts.
The next slide.
Next slide. Yep. Like I said, our chapter is really growing over the last couple years. This past fall, we were invited to attend their National Leadership Summit that took place at NC State here in Raleigh, North Carolina. And we were surprised at the Leadership Summit to be awarded the 2025 Excellence in Innovation Award by the national office. So we were really thrilled to earn that. A lot of that is to do with our growth and our partnerships with the United Way and what we do with them. Also, we had one of our executive board members, Kenyatta. She also won a $500 scholarship, which was really amazing too. So we've had a lot of growth. We are doing a lot of exciting things, and so we can't wait to help you throughout your first year to get you to be able to join us in the NSLS.
Thank you, Megan. All right, so a lot of students, a lot of family members ask, what are the requirements for the COAST program? Well, first of all, we would love for you, we actually want you to attend one of the designated Teal Nation orientation sessions, either the July 7th, 8th, or 9th. I know a lot of you are already registered for one of those three. Some of you have not registered yet. The reason we want you to register for one of those three is that we have our COAST program virtual orientation on Friday, July 10th, and then that Monday, July 13th, we start that University 154 Fundamentals of Integrative Learning. So coming to one of those three orientations here on campus, we have a designated time that you will come and speak with me, our academic coaches. We will go over the course and just make sure that you're prepared. I do realize some of you may have our vacation already scheduled during that week or other plans. If that's the case, send me an email and I will work with our orientation department with that. But we really would like for you to come to one of those sessions just to get prepared before the online class. One other thing that I need to let you guys know is that just because you're in the COAST program, you still need to go to one of the Teal Nation orientation sessions. It's separate from the COAST program. Every incoming freshman here at Coastal has to go to the Teal Nation orientation. So that is actually a requirement of coming to Coastal. Next, after the class, so you'll take the online class, then you will move to campus. So if you are, and I know we have all South Carolina students, so if you live within a 50-mile radius of Coastal, and you decide you're staying home, that's fine. Don't worry about the move-in date for August 12th. However, the COAST program welcome week, the 13th through 18th, we need you here on campus. We've got a lot of programs, events. You're going to be meeting a lot of the academic coaching specialists, other students, faculty and staff. We've got a lot going on to make sure that you're prepared for classes. The other thing is, once you get through the fall, like in the fall, we're going to have some cohorted classes. We'll have kind of a part 2 of University 154. And then in the spring, you'll take University 150, which is career exploration. Now, in addition to those, and those count towards your elective credits, you will take your the rest of your fall and your spring schedule, whether it's your English, your math, psychology, all of those other courses, core courses that you take as a freshman. The other things that are required is that we want you to attend a minimum of 2 meetings with a personalized professional academic coaching specialist in the fall and the spring. So at minimum, you're meeting with an academic coach twice each semester. You can meet with them more than twice. All right, we recommend that, but at least twice. You'll also attend weekly peer leader facilitated study halls. This is only one night a week for 1 hour. I schedule those kind of Monday through Thursday from 7 to 8. So we'll work with you to pick the one that works the best for your schedule. And then the last requirement is just have no conduct violations. So those are kind of the 8 basic requirements of the COAST program. A little more about the Teal Nation orientation. Again, every new incoming freshman has to go to Teal Nation orientation. So you pick that one day. Again, we recommend, and we want you to come to the 7th, 8th, or 9th. Once you register and you get registered for the orientation, they have a task list that they want you to complete. And then they have a Teal Nation welcome. So theirs is from the 15th through the 20th. Things that we'll do in the COAST program welcome week will kind of overlap that. We'll integrate those pieces, but we'll have other things that are specialized to the program to make sure that you guys are ready to go for the fall. So very briefly, some of the topics that are covered in the University 154 class, we go over academic skill development, personal and social development, pretty much university transition and resources. So making sure that you kind of understand how to navigate our college campus and all the resources available to you. We will go over briefly the major and career exploration, but there will be more of that in the spring. We go over financial literacy and digital literacy. So that's just a few of the topics that are covered in that class. As far as the 150 class, that's your career exploration course. We go into more about academic majors, career fields and occupations. You'll do a career portfolio, how to do like job searches and being prepared for job searches. We'll connect you with your academic and career goals. And we'll talk a little bit about internships. So we do that in the spring because going into your sophomore year, there's just a little more that you go into with your major. So we want to make sure you're ready for that. A little bit more about the study hall. Again, it's only one day a week for 1 hour, and that is ran by the peer leaders. It's also part of your grade in the 154 class. So peer leaders will take attendance, and it's time for you to, work on your homework, work on assignments in 154, or if you, just need to talk to your peer leader or connect with other students in your classes. So question I get from a lot of folks, what happens if I don't meet those requirements of the program? Well, if in the fall, there's something that you missed, whether it was the summer class, the fall class, any of that, we ask that you write kind of an appeal, explain what are you going to do different in the spring to be successful. The other part of that, and these aren't the same per se. You may, not pass one of your classes or not do well, but you still make higher than a 2.0 GPA, and a 2.0 is good academic standing. Now, if at the end of the fall, you find that you have under a 2.0 GPA, at Coastal, what happens is you end up on academic probation for the spring. The reason why we don't wait until after your first year, if you're under a 2.0, to say, okay, you're on academic probation, we want you to avoid losing a life or a hope scholarship. Avoid, anything negative happening to your financial aid or other scholarships that you have. So we want to make sure if that first semester things aren't going well academically and you end up under a 2.0, we're going to provide you with the help that you need. And it's not just you're on academic probation. You would go into what we call our SOAR program. It's our Student Opportunity for Academic Recovery. We've had this program since 2018. And what you would do in that program is you would take our ACE 101 course, which is an academic strategy development course. You would meet with an academic coach 4 times during that semester. And what we have seen, these numbers that I have up here, and we have looked at these every semester, and we make sure that we track these accurately. But students that find themselves on probation that go through this program, they do everything that we tell you is required of it, they see that their term GPA increased 1.77. That's almost 2 grades higher. Their spring term GPA, we see that go up 1.3, and that's a little bit tougher than even your fall. Overall, the cumulative GPA goes up almost an entire grade. So these support systems that we have in place are there to help you. So this is only if you fall below a 2.0. So hopefully that won't happen. But if it does, because I know sometimes transitioning to college is different, and it's a little bit tougher academically, we have support systems in place for you. So speaking of that, what other academic resources do we have available? And this is where I will kick it back over to Ms. Megan Grandy to talk a little bit about our academic coaching department.
Hello again. Yeah, so like I said at the beginning, I'm one of the academic coaching specialists here with the Coastal Student Success Center. And as an academic coach, we're just really here to help and support you in whatever area that you need. So it may be you don't know how you need some better study strategies because maybe in high school you don't really need to study, right? But then you find yourself in college and realizing that, oh, I actually need to put some time and effort now into my studies. Maybe you need some different note-taking techniques, or you struggle with procrastination. I met with a couple students even today who are asking some ways to help communicate with their professors, or even just having someone to keep you accountable, keeping on top of your grades, and things like that. So we offer a broad range of things that we can talk to you about and help you with. But we provide, again, one-on-one coaching to you. We do offer some group coaching too as well, but typically we do one-on-one 30-minute appointments, and just can really cover any topics that you as a student would like to cover. So we're a really great resource, and you, even though you might be required or you will be required to meet with an academic coach at some point, we are available to you all the time, not just for freshmen, but all the way up to seniors too as well. So we're a free support to you your whole entire career at Coastal.
Thank you. And I'm going to kick it over to you again to talk about our academic success interventions.
Yeah, so as part of our support in the Coastal Student Success Center, we also offer students just yet another way for them to be successful. So we have what we call academic success interventions, which if we reach out to you, it does not mean you're in trouble. What an intervention means is that usually faculty, your professor that you have in class might be a little bit concerned about your performance, whether it's you're not attending class regularly, you're missing some assignments, you do poorly on an exam. They will contact us, and then we will contact you. We will reach out to you just to make sure how we can provide you some extra support. If there's some tutoring we can get you connected to, or connected to your professor, or counseling services, or accessibility and disability services, any of the other resources that we offer on campus, we'll reach out to you and see how we can help you. So if you have an academic coach contact you, again, does not mean you're in trouble. It just means someone cares about you, and we want to get a response from you so we know how to help you.
Thank you. Yes, you are not in trouble. You're not going to the principal's office. It just means your professor sees that something, you need some additional support, and they contact the academic coaching department for us to find out how we can help you. So other resources that we have our Math Learning Center that also provides one-on-one tutoring. We provide support in college algebra, trig, pre-calc, calc, your business in your social sciences, stats. All of those are provided out of the Math Learning Center. And we have everything from student tutors to grad assistants. We have faculty members that will come and tutor. We even have professional tutors. We also have a writing center. They're right next door to each other. Actually, the academic coaching department, writing center, math learning center, we're all in the same hall. With the writing center, again, one-on-one tutoring, regardless of whatever your major is, whatever the subject is, they will help you through that writing process. It's not just for your English class. Yes, they do have workshops that are actually directly connected to that English 101 and 102. However, they help you from your freshman year, and if you stay on to graduate school, we have graduate school grad students, even PhD students that come in to get some assistance at the Writing Center. So a position that we have that is new, and it's kind of under the umbrella of the academic coaching department, is an educational access specialist. Now, this is different than an academic coach. It's different than a tutor. So your educational access specialist partners with students to navigate different barriers that can come up during college. And some of those, what they do is utilize and they implement academic accommodations effectively. And I'll talk a little bit about accommodations in a second. They help in developing executive functioning strategies, so helping with planning, organization, time management, task initiation. And these are based off maybe challenges because of executive functioning. They help identify and reduce environmental and academic barriers. They build self-advocacy skills when communicating with faculty and our campus partners. And they help, just like academic coaches, connecting students to the appropriate campus resources. A few other things that the educational access specialist does is they have extended coaching appointments. So where an academic coach may meet with a student for 30 minutes, the educational access specialist, those meetings are 45 minutes to an hour. In the office that you would meet with your educational access specialist, it's a sensory-friendly office space. There's adaptive seating, adjustable lighting, and reduced noise. There's visual planning tools. Whiteboards are in there for mapping out assignments and schedules. They even do body doubling. So if you've ever done that, it's where if you come into that space, your educational access specialist during that 45-minute to an hour time period will be doing their work while you're doing your work. So they'll body double. Also, they have executive functioning coaching for students who need support, again, with the organization, prioritizing, and follow through. Students who often work with our educational access specialists, some students are registered with, or they might be exploring support through our Accessibility Disability Services office. They don't have to be connected with that office, but a lot of times they may be. They identify as neurodivergent, or they experience challenges with executive functioning. So again, kind of the planning organization, and are navigating high levels of stress or academic barriers that are impacting their success as a student. So kind of think of your academic coach is giving you, I would say, kind of that assistance with a lot of the things that are going on in class, like, you know, your time management, study skills, note taking, that type of thing. The educational access specialist takes it a little bit of a step further when working with our students. And a lot of times we assess, we might start with an academic coaching specialist and then move to the educational access specialist or back. So we do have that option, and we do have that available now. One thing I do want to bring up, and I do this with any of the meetings that I have, is I always have students ask this question, or family members. If I had an IEP or a 504 plan in high school, what do I do in college? Now, granted, this does not apply to everybody, but I always want to make sure that I share this because getting accommodations in college is completely different than high school. If you have accommodations in high school, that does not transfer. It's not a transfer seamlessly over to college. You have to actually connect with our ADS office. And they do everything from academic, housing, or dining accommodations. So it's not just academic. A few of the accommodations they give: extended test time, distraction reduced testing environment, audiobooks. There's a lot more that they offer. This is just a few of them. And I have their contact information right there. But what I will say is our educational access specialist and the director of our ADS office, we have a very good working relationship with them. All right, our peer leaders. So the student peer leaders that will be working with your students, they are either sophomores, juniors, or seniors. They are trained through the Coastal Student Success Center. What they do, they will attend the University 110, the 154, and 150 classes with you. They will be facilitating those weekly study halls, and they're really there to help guide and support you during your first year at Coastal. And a lot of times they're still with you after your first year. They're there as a support, and we have a lot of peer leaders that are with us for all 3 years. And a lot of times we do have peer leaders that have been through our programs that come and work with us. So I'm going to pass this over, have you meet a couple of our peer leaders. So I'll bring Dylan on first to share a little bit about your experience as a peer leader.
Hi, I'm a first year peer leader. Loving the job so far. A ton of fun to get to meet you guys early on. Get to know each and every one of you. I met a couple of them by accident from trying to help other people. So if you ever see me and I'm your peer leader help moving in, feel free to come up to me if I haven't introduced myself already. Other than that, the classes are super fun. The life on campus is great. And I try and work with you guys a lot on scheduling if we have any events or if there's a conflict.
All right, Carson, you're up.
Yeah, of course. Again, my name's Carson. I'm a second year peer leader, so I've kind of gotten the ropes around with everything. I've been able to meet all the academic coaching specialists. I've had a lot of sit down conversations with Joey and Dr. Holland as well. Um, I've gotten to love the peer leading job. I actually had an experience kind of similar to this back in high school when I was a camp counselor. If anybody has gone to camp, it's a very similar thing to that in my eyes. And even just like outside of the class, in the class, it's great because you work very closely with the professor to kind of get a good connection with the students. But then even outside of the class as well, there's times where I host like my own kind of office hours, and let students come by. Like I'll reserve a room in the library. They can come by, they can sit down, do any work that they need. If they have any questions, not just about the university classes, but just in general, student life in general, the academics, anything like that. I kind of act as a very good source to them. And also, too, it's good to have that little student output as well. Not necessarily like if there's a question that they don't want to go to their professor about, but if you want to ask an upperclassman, that's a very perfect opportunity right there.
Thank you, Carson. I appreciate that. Thanks, guys, for joining us tonight. Okay, just last couple of additional facts I wanted to put out there, and then we're going to open it up to questions. So one thing that's very important, being in the COAST program will not put you behind from graduating. Okay, so you're taking all regular college level courses. You can participate in any club, organization, get any kind of academic support here on campus. You have all the same benefits that an incoming freshman has. Also, if you plan to live on campus, and some of you live outside of that 50-mile radius, so you're going to be joining us in our residence halls, you can live in any residence hall that you choose. You can live with any roommate. If you would like to room with another student in the COAST program, that's recommended. However, you can, when you go through room selection in June 1st, you have to apply for housing by June 1st, and you'll get more information about that. Just know that you have access to any of our residence halls on campus, and you can choose to live with any student. So that quickly, I think, concludes any kind of information about the COAST program. I'm going to stop sharing for just a second and open it up to any questions that you might have. If you want to put it in the chat, I'm looking at the chat. I know Mr. Tollison's looking at the chat. So if you have any questions or if you want to come off mute, we are here to answer any questions that you have. So I just had a question come up. What happens if you don't finish the summer course? Initially, the way that we had this, that we have this set up is that completing that summer course with a 70% or higher, that's part of that condition of being in the program and being a student here at Coastal. The way that we have this course and the way that we have this assignments, you should be able to finish this course, plus the fact that it is online. If you don't, it could impact you coming to Coastal. So we want to make sure that that you do that and you're successful. If you run into any issues, if things happen, that's where I'm here for you. That's where our professors are here for you. Also, you do get that 1 credit. So that's like your very first, your college credit coming in. Are there any other cohort courses besides the one I already discussed? When you guys get into your Moodle, so your advisor is going to reach out to you. I have English 101 courses that I worked with the chair of the English department that are specifically reserved for students in COAST. Now, what that means is if you're in the COAST program and you need English 101, that's any of those sections that fit with your schedule, those are the ones that we would like for you to enroll in. If you've already had English 101 and you take English 102, that's totally fine. But outside of that English 154, 110 cohort for the fall, I do have a few reserved sections, like I said, in English 101, but that's not required that you have to be in that section. Is it okay if you don't live on campus? If you live within 50 miles of campus, you don't have to live on campus. Now, if you live outside of a 50-mile radius, you're required to live on campus. If you want to try to get out of that, your housing requirement, you need to call university housing, but that's pretty much how it goes. If you live within 50 miles and you can drive to campus, you're not required to live on campus. Oh, Joey, you got that. Look at you being quick. The deadline to sign up for July orientation, I want to say May 1st, but I'll send that out to you guys. If Joey, if you're looking up that, or Megan. Yes, the virtual orientation is mandatory. We'd like for you to be at that on July 10th. Now, I will be recording it. If for whatever reason you're out of the country, you're on a cruise, I know there's no Wi-Fi typically on a cruise, please email me and let me know if there's any kind of issues with that. What is Moodle? Moodle is our learning management system. So if you've heard of Blackboard, Canvas, trying to think what they would have. I think in a lot of high schools, is it Google?
Yeah, Google Classroom's really
Google
common for high
Classroom.
schools.
So we use Moodle. It's our learning management system. We do have plans after, I think this year we may be moving to Canvas, but that's what Moodle is. Great questions. You guys have really good questions. We have another one. If you went to the Freshman Till Nation orientation last year, is it still required to attend this year? I would say yes, because I'm not sure how you would have done that unless you just went with a friend or a family member. But I would say that you need to definitely do that again so you get credit for that. Yes, you can transfer your the PACE classes or college level. So if you took classes, Trident Tech, Horry Georgetown Tech, Midlands Tech, Greenville, any of the the community colleges, technical colleges here in the state of South Carolina, if you earned AP or IB credit, where you have those college level credits, make sure that you submit that transcript from that technical college or the scores from College Board. You need to send those to our admissions office. They will see that. That'll go on your transcript. That way, when you're meeting with your advisor and figuring out the classes that you need to enroll for the fall, that we see that. The last thing that we want to happen is for you to take a class that you have already gotten credit for. So we don't want that to happen. Yes, we will take, transfer credits 100% commit. And if you've taken them at any of the technical colleges in the state of South Carolina, they will transfer into Coastal, as long as they're like those core classes and not like a program specific class. Good questions. Keep them coming.
I'm not seeing anything on the orientation page about a deadline to sign up for their July orientation, so not sure. Is there a deadline also to sign up for your virtual orientation? Maybe that's the question too.
Oh, the virtual? I don't have a deadline. A Zoom link is going to be sent out for that. So you don't have to register for that. What I will say is our summer orientations fill up very quickly, number one. Number two, I've worked it out with our orientation department that July 7th, 8th, and 9th, they have 50 seats reserved specifically for COAST students in each of those. So I've worked that out with them. If for whatever reason you're not able to go to that, again, you email me, I'll work with them. But what I would say is they fill up very, very quickly. If you earned AP credits and College Board, you know, sometimes it's a 3, 4, or 5 to get the AP credits, send those College Board scores into the admissions office so they can look at those. It is recommended if you want to come to the CCU Soon event that we've got this Saturday, absolutely come to it. I'm going to be presenting at it. Megan's going to be with me.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
I'll be at our table. I think
it's very
Dylan's also there, right? Dylan's there too.
Yeah, Dylan's going to be there. I highly recommend coming. You see the campus. You really get a chance to talk one-on-one with us. We present more information. You get a lot of free things at the tables. So I would 100% say you come to April 11th. Yeah, but I think the deadline for registering for this Saturday has closed. We have over 1,700 students that have registered, but we are going to have another CCU event, same thing, on April 25th. So I think the one for this Saturday may be closed, but we've got another one coming up in 2 weeks, and it's the same thing. So we have a lot of people. They're very popular. We have a lot of people that come to it. And there may be, Joey or Megan, are you seeing the registration, like a link through admissions? Because that's how you register for the CCU Soon. Any other questions? Again, great questions.
For the for Hannah, who had asked about the AP credits, I put a file there, and this was this past year, which is probably going to carry over most of the same, about the specific classes that you can get credits for at Coastal. And it does depend on if you've made a 3, 4, or 5. And sometimes if you entered a 4 or 5, you might get actually 2 classes for that. But Hannah, that question, you can look through that file and get some more details on that.
Any other questions? Kind of looking at the chat as well. Will another question just came in. Will financial aid counselors be available at the admitted student event? Yes, we have every department. It's kind of all hands on deck those 2 Saturdays. So I know that we will have tables that are admissions, financial aid, student accounts. And I want to say that Baxley Hall, where financial aid and student accounts and admissions and the registrar's office is located, will be open on Saturday. So, and admissions runs it. So a lot of people are here. And yeah, will professors be available? One part of that program is that students get to go and meet heads of different departments and faculty. So they will be here. We have a whole agenda for that. So there's different breakout sessions. There's different opportunities for you to not just meet faculty, but meet staff in a lot of the different departments. You should be able to register for the event on our admissions and merit awards page. If you don't see that, you can call their number. Megan, do you have their number for Joey for admissions?
Yeah, I'm trying to look up those events. I'm not seeing it, but let me put their number in here.
Okay. But our admissions office is the one that they host it. So we are looking to see if we can find a link for you.
that's their contact. I put their phone and email in there.
We also have we have the CCU Soon Days, and we have the local admitted students. We have several things that are going on here at Coastal. April is a pretty busy month for us. Let's see. How do we double check to see what day we registered for the orientation? Contact our orientation office. I think right off the top of my head, it's 843-349-2027. I don't know why I have that memorized, but I can send that to you. I've also sent emails out about that, but I would contact our orientation office. And I get reports by the way, every Monday and Friday. This is probably when you'll see emails coming from me. I get reports so I can see which section of orientation that you registered for. So if you're also not sure, send me an email, and I can also look that up for you. Yeah, the local students event is on the 24th, that Friday, and then Saturday is CCU Soon. So the 24th of April is local admitted students, and then the 25th is the CCU Soon. And Megan just put the link for
the freshman orientation.
Mm-hmm.
It has a bunch of frequently asked questions and things on there.
Is it mandatory for local students to attend that event, to attend the local admitted students event? Is that what you're asking, Hannah? Okay. It is not, it's not mandatory. It's kind of an open, come and look at the campus. We can answer questions, that type of thing. So it's not like our summer orientation that is mandatory. So the local admitted day that's not mandatory. We would like for you to come, but it's not mandatory. You can kind of do both. I've got a question. Do we have to sign up somewhere to meet and speak with me? Or you can walk up to the table. I will be there, and I can answer any questions. I'm also doing 2 presentations at the CCU Soon event. I'm going to be in the Liv Jackson Theater. So if you want to come to either one of those presentations, if you can't catch me at the table, might be a line of folks, come to one of those sessions. I'll be presenting. If that too is a little crowded, you can always email me and we can schedule a time. I can always set up a Zoom or meet in person, but I will be here most of the day this Saturday. The summer virtual orientation for Coast is July 10th. I think that might be what you're asking. And I will pretty much each week, I will be sending out information. Also, I have peer leaders that make calls all during the week. Usually they don't start till 3 o'clock because we know you're still in school. So if you get any kind of phone calls and it's coming from a student, 99% of the time it's one of our peer leaders. If you're attending a different orientation that's not the 7th, 8th, or the 9th, and you're doing a different one, I'm going to know that you're here. I'm going to be presenting at all the orientations. So I'm here all summer. So if what we're going to do is I'm working with our orientation office, any students that we have or I've approved, okay, there's different days that you're coming, I will work with you and we can set up a time that you can meet with me or one of the coaches. But what I'll tell you is anytime after July 13th, the online class will be started. So I just want to make sure that you know you'll still be in that online class, but I'm here the whole summer and I'll know when you're coming and I'll reach out to you and you can reach out to me and we can schedule a time to have like a one-on-one to make sure I answer any questions that you have.
We'll also be tabling at all the orientations too as well. So either myself or another academic coach or two will be there.
And to tell you that I look at the reports a lot, the student that just asked me that, I know that you're coming, I think, July 21st. So I've already approved for that. The University 154 course is the amount of hours. So for the summer, it's a 1 hour class. So that's the amount of contact time. And in the fall, it's going to be 2 credit hours. So that's the amount of contact hours. Yes, if you're registered for this Saturday, I know that they have a program, an itinerary. So they should have sent that to you or emailed it, or it's on the website. I know that anyone that's participating, we've got it. But they do have where everybody's going to be located. And if they haven't sent it to you in advance, you'll get that when you register, when you come to campus. And you can also call our admissions office. They'll have all that. Good questions. I have a feeling I'm going to see a lot of you guys this weekend. We're going to see a lot. Dylan, be ready. Any other questions? Well, we've got you guys.
I also added a link just below Virginia's question about the Saturday Accepted Students Day. And that's got an agenda for each of those 2 Saturdays.
Okay, perfect. That's what they emailed to us then the other day. And we have admissions, financial aid does like a money one-on-one. So there'll be some presentations. You get to pick, which ones that you want to go to. So there's a lot going on campus. You should be able to get a lot of information while you're there. Yeah, I think we're good. We've gotten a lot of great questions. I've recorded this. If you think of anything, later tonight or tomorrow, email me anytime. Keep checking your coastal email. We send information, not just out of my office. Housing sends information, financial aid. All of our offices will be sending you a lot of really valuable information. So keep checking that coastal email account so you don't miss anything. Great question. Freshmen can start registering for their fall classes on May 4th. So keep checking your coastal email because you're going to be getting some information from University Housing on how to log into that Moodle account. And your Moodle, like I said, that's your learning management system. It's how you take classes and things online. So May 4th is when freshmen, I think they're going to be opening that up for you guys to start enrolling in your fall classes. Now, I will enroll you in your summer class. That University 154, I will enroll you in that class. You don't have to worry about that. But the fall classes, you guys enroll yourself, but you work with your advisor before you do that. The fee for the COAST program, it's a $500 one-time fee. You do not pay that up front. That is incorporated in your fall tuition. And that money is used for helping us with programming and paying our peer leaders and all the things that we need for that program. I do not get a budget for that. So the one-time program fee is the money I use to help support you during your first year. Any other questions? I think we've gotten all of them that have come in. No, it does. When you guys, if you've gotten invited to the COAST program, all you need to do is pay that $300 deposit to Coastal that says I'm coming. And that way that tells me, that tells admissions that you've accepted the invitation and you're coming. So that's what you pay up front. That's that enrollment fee to Coastal. That $500 for the COAST program, separate, goes into your tuition. So that doesn't need to be paid when you register. The only thing you're required to pay is just that $300 enrollment deposit, and that's for coastal. But once you do that, I'll see that you're coming and I'll start providing you with the information that you need. May 1st. May 1st is the deadline it's kind of National Decision Day for colleges and universities. So if you're still, unsure, come to the CCU soon events. Ask us any questions, but May 1, that is that final deadline to make a decision and pay that $300 deposit. I think the questions have slowed down. These have been some great questions. Again, if you think of anything after this, please feel free to reach out. Happy to answer any questions. I hope to see a lot of you guys this coming Saturday. If not, I hope to see you guys on April 25th. Is there a fee for the CCU Soon event or just register? I don't know if there's, I think, I'm not sure if there's a fee, but I know if you're going to eat in Hicks Dining Hall, I think you pay like a meal voucher for that. Yes, if you have an extra guest coming. So really, I think most of the fees, it's kind of like meal vouchers, and if you're eating over at Hicks Dining Hall. Yeah, a family member, like a parent. Absolutely. The fee for extra people. We have didn't you put the link in, Joey, for that?
Yeah, but you have to fill out the register, like the whole form. It doesn't give you list.
Oh yeah, I see it. There's the link. So the link will go in. I really don't think it's going to be a major fee if there's even one. I think it really just comes down to if you're eating on campus. Oh, $50. Oh, Kayla said it's $50. As you can see, I don't run that part, so sometimes I'm not quite sure. I know I need to show up and table and I present and I answer a lot of questions, but okay, I guess it's okay, $50. All right. Well, I want to thank you guys for joining us today. I'm going to stop recording in just a second. Once I have everything that we've done tonight recorded, I'll send the video link out to everyone. I'll share it on our Facebook page. So if there's anything you want to rewatch, fast forward, get some information. But again, if you need to contact me, you can email me. I think I've probably sent everybody several emails at this point. I'm pretty easy to contact, or I'll see you this Saturday, or I'll see you on April 25th. But I want to thank you guys for joining us tonight, and I hope you have a great night.